Hi everyone, this is Aparna in the land of enchantment, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Today we're going to work on Ushtrasan, on camel pose. Most deep back bends, intermediate and advanced, and camel is no different, requires a lot of core and abdominal strength and a lot of strength in your legs and your upper body. Even though it looks like the spine is rotating, a lot of it is really abdominal strength and strength in your legs. Strengthen your arms and your shoulders. And so to come into the camel, for your spine, for your lower back, for your thoracic back, to feel safe enough to be able to come into such a deep back bend, your core needs to be strong enough, your legs need to be strong enough. So you can use this particular video in a lot of different ways. You can do the section, just the section that goes right up to strengthening the core and strengthening the legs, trying half camel. Or you can go into the intermediate core strengthening, leg strengthening, and into the full camel. Or if you feel, you just don't want to try even half camel right now, then you can just do the core work. Take a child pose after that and just rest. And when you feel ready to try half camel, try that before you go into full camel. Practice back bends very mindfully and very responsibly. Nobody knows your body better, and nobody can take care of your body better than you. So be very responsible as you go into such deep back bends. Make sure you're warm enough. Put this practice somewhere in the middle of your home practice. When you've done quite a few standing poses, you've done vinyasas, and your body feels warm enough, your spine feels warm enough to go into deep core work or into a deep back bend. All right? Try it and have fun. So we're going to start. Your knees are about a hip distance width, just directly under your hip bones. And your feet are going to be that same distance, just about a hip distance width. You can make the pose and the work a little easier by tucking your toes and bringing your heels up higher, or you can keep them down. So we're going to start with bringing the arms about shoulder height in front of you. And on an exhale, you're going to lean back about 30 degrees or a little more, and you're going to stabilize with the top of your thighs. So your hamstrings press forward into the quads, your hips are pressing forward to the pelvis, and you're stabilizing with the pelvis. Exhale, come out of it. You're going to feel, in about 5 breaths, you're going to feel the legs working very, very strongly, the core working very, very strongly. Let's try that again. On an exhale, come down to where you feel the work, but you don't feel strain in your back. Now stabilize as if you want to push your thighs forward. Ease the shoulders down and lift the pelvis up. Take 2 more breaths. If the thighs start to burn, like they're really working, just breathe into that sensation. Stay soft in your face. And then on the exhale, come right out of it. Take an easy breath, and then we're going to do it again. On an exhale, lean about 30 to 35 degrees. Stabilize, lifting the chest, lifting the pelvis, drawing the hamstrings forward. Relax the shoulders. Feel the work deeply, but don't strain yourself. And on an exhale, come right back to a neutral position. If you need a child pose, take a child pose here for a few breaths. Otherwise, lean back, and this time, go a little bit to the right, where you're starting to work your obliques. So you're still leaning back, but you've turned and rotated to the right. Shoulders are still relaxed, pelvis is still pressing forward. We're going to take 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Come back to center and go to your left. So twist from your shoulders and your waist while you keep the pelvis stable. You'll feel the work more deeply in the obliques because of the twist. Keep the arms shoulder height, keep the arms lengthening. Come back to center, lift right out of it. Take an easy breath, easing your arms down. And we're going to do that side 1 more time. Arms come about shoulder height. Exhale, lean back, stabilize, thighs press forward, and then go to your right. 5 breaths. Twisting from the waist up while the pelvis and the legs stay stable. Come back to the center. If you need to take a break, release the legs. Otherwise, come to your left. Keep the arms long. You'll really start to feel it by now. Just breathing into it. It's okay even if it's trembling. Can't hold it anymore. Hold it for one more breath. Come back to center. Release out of it. Release the arms. Take a child pose. And we're going to try half camel. Again, you can ease the pose by lifting the heels a little bit, or you can keep them down. But your legs stay in that same hip distance width. Bring the arms forward. Exhale, lean back to your 30-degree angle. Go to the right. Then take the right hand on the right heel. Take the left arm up and start to press forward into the shape that is camel. And in the camel shape, your hamstrings press forward. Your pelvis presses forward because your hips want to line back on the knees. Open this arm, open the chest, look up at the ceiling. Then bring the arms back to the right, come back to the center, go to the left. You're still leaning back. You're going to take the left hand to the heel, pressing the pelvis forward, start to open your chest. Right arm expands, pelvis tucking forward, thighs pressing forward. Look up, breathe. Arms come back to the side, back to the center, child pose. So this could be your work for today. You could stop here, or we're going to do a little bit intermediate work, a different movement of the arm, and then go into full camel. So start with the arms forward, but stay in the neutral position, hips on the knees. Now as you go back, take the arms behind like you're making a little wrap, and then exhale and come forward. Like you're just tracing a halo around the back of your head and coming back to the front. So you inhale and you exhale. But at all the time, the legs and the pelvis stay nice and stable. But the movement of your upper body going into what takes us to camel, and this is like a prep pose for what takes us into camel, starts to work you deeper. Let's try another 2. Inhale back, exhale and lift up. One more. Inhale back, exhale, lift up. For the next one, bring the arms up on top in prayer pose. And then as you exhale, one arm forward, one arm back. Come back to center and inhale. Exhale. Inhale, just switching the arms side to side. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. And exhale. Come back up. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Keep the pelvis stable. If you can, open the chest. Open the shoulders. Look up. We're going to do 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And take a child pose. So we're going to come into full camel. There's lots of variations to come into camel, especially for the upper body and the arms to come into it. One of the most basic is to start with your hands at the sacrum, and then take one hand back, take the other hand back. At the same time, start to press, come into that shape that we practiced. Thighs pressing forward, chest and pelvis pressing forward and opening, thoracic back coming into the spine. Looking up at the ceiling, trying not to drop your head right now, just keeping the neck a natural extension of your spine. And then on inhale, bring the hands back to the sacrum, release out of it. This is your basic variation of going into camel.